African Focus. African Focus Show.
Welcome to the African Focus Show. You are listening to the best African Focus Show in LA. And today, I'm your host, Nicole Simpson, and I have the African Focus team with me. Hey, guys! Hey. Yay! We are here to bring you fun, entertainment, and laughter. We have in studio with us, our technician today is Miss Paulina. That's a weak clap. Hey, let's hear it for Paulina. Hey, Paulina. We have our in-house DJ, Mr. Nyce, DJ Nyce, bringing you the songs from Africa and the Caribbean and right here in the U.S. And our beautiful producer, Miss Noma. And we have a very special guest in-house with us that we'll be introducing to you later. If you are listening to us for the very first time, welcome to the African Focus Show. If you're a regular listener, welcome back. We thank you for listening. We are here to bring you an hour of fun, laughter, information, discussion, and all that good stuff. We have some topics that we want to discuss with you today, and we want you to call in and participate. At this time, we're going to take a moment and recognize our sponsors, the people who keep us on the air.
And today's sponsors, Eric Airlines. For all your African travel experience, fly Eric Airlines and experience first-class hospitality. We'd like to also thank MoneyGram International for offering the most reliable and inexpensive way to send money to your loved ones in Africa, the Caribbean, and as well as here in the States. We want to say much love and appreciation to them for their continued support. Ethiopian Airlines, the new spirit of Africa. It's more than a clever slogan, it's the driving force that touches every aspect of Ethiopian Airlines. Modern fleet, stringent maintenance standards, and responsive customer service are hallmarks of Ethiopian Airlines today.
Welcome back to the African Focus Show. I want you to take a minute and go to Twitter, Instagram, text, phone, email,
Periscope,
Facebook,
everything.
Any and everything you can get your hands on. Tell your friends they can stream us live right now at RMC Studios on air/African Focus Show. Get them on board with us and join the conversation. Today we have a special guest. Well, we have two special guests in-house with us. We have Mr. Cecil Williams and Mr. Raphael Ralph Diesel Saye. Yes. Gentlemen, welcome to our studios, man. I have to stick up for the Caribbean people over here. The Africans overtaking me, y'all. Gentlemen, yes. I understand that you have co-founded an organization, and we want to know all about it. Ralph, tell us, how did you get involved in this?
All right, well, I'm the co-founder of a t-shirt company called Royal Dynamite, and it was actually my partner Cecil's idea from the very beginning, just with the infatuation of t-shirts and, adding in a little bit of style and creativity from our personal style. So we decided to, go ahead and start a business based off something that we really love, based off fashion. We like, wearing certain clothes, and we like, love t-shirts are everyday use. So that's where it all pretty much started. And the basis of Royal Dynamite is we're a one-for-one company. For every item we sell, we've expanded past t-shirts a little bit now. We've gone into hats, hoodies, sweaters. For every item we sell, we donate educational supplies to a needy child. And a couple of different places around the world, primarily in Sierra Leone, where we're from. Right. And we've given to places, Dominican Republic, Ghana, and here in the U.S. So that's the primary focus, and that's where that's pretty much what the brand is as of now.
Cecil, what gave you the idea to do this?
I think
Ralph touched on it a little bit. I probably, for starters, obsessed with T-shirts. If I had my way, I'd probably go to a wedding in a T-shirt.
Oh,
Not
Lord.
to say I couldn't wear a really good tailored suit, but I just like T-shirts. And when I was a kid, a friend of mine was like, "You have a lot of white T-shirts," and I never see them really being dingy brown or anything. And I never took notice of that because I guess because I'm so obsessed with them, I keep them very clean. And but moving more into a business mindset or an entrepreneurial mindset, I used to spend, and I probably still do spend a lot of time on the internet. And so we wanted to kind of create a business that would give a bridge between passion and just things that we liked and converted that into business. And there were a few things that inspired me. One of them being a T-shirt line out of Boston called Johnny Cupcakes, and I read about him in Inc. magazine, and just, I guess, an amazing job of what he was doing with his brand and how he used social media, or how he was just using, I guess, new media to engage people. And another one was like, it was a T-shirt design contest website. Can't recall the name right now, but they used to do all these cool things, and I used to just buy T-shirts from them all the time. So as a result of that, we kind of took both brands and tried to mimic a little bit of both and give it our own twist. And that was the birth of Royal Dynamite.
What were you doing before this?
Before Royal Dynamite, well, I graduated. I guess I grew up in Los Angeles, Long Beach for the most part.
Where were you born?
I was born in Sierra Leone, West Africa. And I moved to the States when I was 18 for college, and I graduated from Cal State Long Beach with a degree in information systems. And after that, I didn't want to go the very geeky route after school, so I went into the world of recruiting, but I kind of did like technical recruiting. Did that for probably about 4 years, and then in about 2008, the economy kind of just went south. And after that, probably still stayed in employment and things like that. But while I was working for the city of Long Beach, while doing that, Raphael and a few of us, about a few of our friends got together, and we started just brainstorming on starting something. Everybody would meet every Friday, and everyone was held accountable to coming up with an idea, nurturing that idea over a year. So mine was, okay, I'm going to start this T-shirt brand. They didn't have a name or anything, and from there we just kind of motivated each other, because everybody would come, I've done this, and you didn't want to come to a meeting with no information. So as a result of that, it prompted the idea becoming a reality. And that's just how in 2010, in a sense, that's how the T-shirt line got started, and just coming up with a name, a logo, and all that stuff. And since then, we've just been plugging away.
You know, that's one of the good things about when you have a support group or workshop or whatever, because you don't want to be the only one coming up with nothing. It forces you, even like writing and things like that. Whenever I'm in a group, I know I don't want to look bad in front of everybody else, so you produce. Where are you from, Raphael? Where were you born?
I was born in Atlanta, Georgia. I went back to Sierra Leone for the first time in 2010. And just going back there, first of all, I'm well cultured. I was raised by an immigrant mother. She had to bring my grandmother here when I was a year old to come and help babysit while she went to work. You know, typical story. So I was well cultured. I'm well, known in the community. But for me to touch foot on the land that I've always heard of for 25 years, it was a totally different experience. It was a shocking experience. So, it was a life-changing experience, and that's, I feel, what really pushed the birth of RD Cares, which is our one-for-one program. Just saw so much poverty, and you know, I didn't, you know, I've been on Skid Row, I've been on places. I've been to places where you see a lot of, you know, homelessness and poverty, poverty, but being on ground in Sierra Leone and seeing the raw, it really sparked that in our minds. So it was no question we had to utilize our business in order to help give back.
What were you doing before?
It's funny, man. Every time I tell this story, it
made you smile.
It kind of doesn't make sense, but I'm actually a nurse by trade. I went to nursing school. But I guess when I finished nursing school, I got an epiphany to learn about passion, and I realized it wasn't a passion. I was going to work, again, as Cecil said, while we were having these meetings and, and discussing business ideas, sometimes I would have to leave or not attend because I had to work a 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. shift on a Friday and Saturday night.
Of course, a 12-hour shift.
Being 22, 23 years old, it wasn't really working out for me.
That's the nurse and medical field.
Right, especially when Cecil sent me a text and saying that they're going to some club or some this and that. Oh, man, it was really tough. So, I took sort of a leap and said, let me try let me tap into my entrepreneurial passions, and since then, RD is one of the things that I do. I do a lot of different things, trying to build up different businesses and things of that sort, along with Cecil. But I'm actually a nurse by trade. That's what I've done.
Yeah.
That's what I did before that.
What advice and I'm going to ask both of you the same question. Cecil, what advice would you give young men, in particular young men of color, be it Hispanic or Asian, Black of course, if they want to do something or if they're not happy with the job they have, be it a minimum wage job, a blue-collar job, or even a white-collar office job, but they're just doing it because of the process. You went to school, therefore you now have to take a job. What advice would you give them?
Wow, that's a pretty deep question and loaded. I mean, I think what it is, for starters, people have to have a passion in something.
Correct.
But I always say, and we've come to realize over 5 years, passion doesn't pay the bills.
Right.
So, we live in a capitalist society. At the end of the day, money makes the world go around. So for young people, I think if you have whether it's a minimum wage job, whether it's a regular job, you need to first learn economics in a sense. You need to learn how to save. You need to make sure if you're in your current job, you have to have an idea. It has to be good. You have to share that idea with people that you care about or people that care about your well-being, and make sure it's a good idea because you have to test it. If you just have this good idea in your mind, you might think it's the best, but then you spend all this money to put it out and realize this is not working, and then you feel kind of like I've just wasted my time. So spend that time doing your research, spend that time talking to people, find mentors, which is very important. And then while at that job, work. Because it's going to take time. You have to work and you have to save your money. And when it's that right time to make that leap, then make it. And when you make it, you then have to understand you are in control of your destiny. You cannot expect things from your friends. You cannot expect things from just anyone, because for us, we're selling t-shirts. We have to become salesmen. We cannot say, oh, our friends don't support us. Oh, these people don't do this. These people don't do that. We have to make them. We have to go into the art of convincing people to buy what we're selling, because we're one of a million t-shirt brands that are popping up every day. Or we have to give people a reason to buy mine and not the other person. So, long and short of it, you just have to be passionate about something. You have to do your research. You have to stick to your guns. You have to save and make sure you have a plan. And then once you start on that route, you have to do whatever it takes to get there, but be realistic with your goals. You have to be very realistic with yourself and understanding that, like I said, we live in a society where there's responsibilities, and you have to make sure those responsibilities are taken care of in order for you to make progress.
Okay. Ralph, what do you think?
Well, he's totally right. Again, passion doesn't pay the bills, so it's all about tapping into your...
Well, it does if it's successful.
Well, yes, if it's successful. But in the very beginning stages, to these young men that are growing up in this society where it's like, okay, you can have this wild dream, but at the end of the day, you have to be able to push it with things that are solid in society, that for survival. So, again, like I said, if you do have to hang on to that 9 to 5, which I definitely suggest, again, we took the leaps, but it's not for everyone in the very beginning. My circumstances might have been different to where, I could survive, for a longer period of time without having a steady income from a 9 to 5 corporate job. But if that's what you have to do, bite the bullet and work wholeheartedly at that 9 to 5 in order to build up towards doing it yourself. So I agree. I agree with Cecil. Those are the same sentiments we share. We've definitely been through that. And these younger kids, I believe they have more of an advantage over us because, again, we come from, immigrant families where the standard was either go and be a nurse, go and be an accountant, go and be a lawyer, and for you to step out of your realm, and try to do
We actually had that discussion last week. You are listening to the best African focus show in Los Angeles. Yes. Call your friends. We will be right back with more
African Focus Show.
Welcome back to the African Focus Show. We are coming to you live from our Los Angeles studios, and we want to take a minute to thank our sponsors who keep us on the air every week coming to you live. Arik Airlines, MoneyGram, and Ethiopian Airlines. They are corporate sponsors. We thank you. We appreciate you. We have two gentlemen in studio with us, and they have some really good advice. And what thrills me about this is that you guys are young men. You know, a lot of times you get good advice, good information, but it's from somebody 35 plus, 40 plus, 50 plus, and you young people go, oh, they're old, da 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 da. But when it comes from somebody in their 20s, you're faced with the same challenges as most of the young people in your bracket. I really, really like that, seeing, you can pull yourself away from the frivolous stuff and go, I want to do something, I want to make something happen. How has this changed you personally and professionally? Having your own company, having your own business, having to constantly work at it.
Well, I guess it's all about priorities. I mean, personally, you lose friends, not by choice, but because you just don't have time, and it's challenging, but that's just the nature of things. And then, yes, I mean, personally, you kind of have to make time for everything: family, loved ones, and just even these friends. I mean, professionally, in a sense, it starting a business is different from maybe walking into a corporate environment. I've been in both. I mean,
it's very different.
One thing people don't notice being young is in a corporate environment, it's big, and there's a reason it's that big. It's because somebody spent years and years creating a structure, and it's not they don't want to be an entrepreneurial venture anymore, but they have to create structure to grow. And I think as entrepreneurs, that's where we all aspire to get to. Wherein I mean, for us now, going from a structure where you come into a 9-to-5, you're told what to do, and the reason you're told what to do is because that's what got that company where it needs to be. You need to take some of those things and put it into your entrepreneurial venture, because you can wake up and say, okay, I mean, when you're starting a business, you're probably not having office space. You're doing it from your apartment, office, or whatever you call it, and you have to make that structure of saying, I have to be up at 8 o'clock in the morning, or sometimes there's no structure. You're working for 16 hours straight, and you only had water and a banana. So you have to find that balance. You have to find what keeps you focused, but at the same time, you have to create a life. I mean, you can't just be too focused on chasing a dream to the point where you're unable to live life. You have to find that balance. But in the start, yes, there's not going to be much of a balance. It's going to be more of your business and trying to get it to a platform where you can take it to the next level.
And most entrepreneurs, especially in the beginning, they do that 16, 20 hour and a banana and some water. Speaking from personal experience. What has been some of the biggest challenges you found so far?
Biggest challenges for me are, again, maybe coping with the reality of losing friends while in this process. But it helps you prioritize not only in business but also in life. Okay, you start considering things, saying, okay, I can go out with these friends and go and spend money and come back home tired and things of that sort, or you can decide that one night to stay home, save money from going out, just to wake up in the morning at 6 a.m. to run a good 16 to 18 hour shift and get things done for your business, because this is what your new hobby is, this is what your new love is. So I would say that's been the biggest challenge in a sense. And then just pretty much continuously learning the industry that you're in, and learning the lessons and paying your dues to the school of hard knocks, where we didn't come in as fashion gurus where we understood the operational side of things and we understood the marketing side of things. This was kind of started as a hobby.
You're learning as you go.
Yep. So the challenges of spending money on certain things in order to just learn a lesson from it, That's very challenging. I mean, again, you're barely making ends meet because you want to put 16 hours a day into this business, and for you to put time and effort into a project and it doesn't come out the way you wanted it to. Those are all challenges that you will always face. It's just all about overcoming them and understanding that it's a lesson and a blessing compared to having a negative connotation on it.
I have a couple of fun questions for both of you guys.
All right.
You are young. Are you single?
No, I'm not.
Oh, well, ladies, sorry I was going to go to bat for you. Tell us 2 fun things about you that would probably surprise us. What do you do for fun?
For fun?
He doesn't have fun, you all.
No, I do have fun, but for fun for me it's kind of different now. We were just having this conversation in a chat room that Cecil and I and a couple of friends were in. Fun now is watching Bloomberg stock markets. So again, it sounds weird, but that is fun nowadays because we're so hungry to get to that next level. Your business to grow. Yeah, well, we can get back to what fun was 5 years ago before we started this journey. Fun for us 5 years ago was on a Saturday heading to Santa Monica Beach, having drinks at a bar, going on the beach, going to miscellaneous parties, this and that. But nowadays, it's different, so that's fun. Not to make it seem like I'm such a prude and I'm just all gays and all that
You're
stuff.
25?
Yeah, no, I'm 29 actually. I turned 30 years old in August. And fun
You're getting that serious man age.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's something, but I would say, okay, outside of that, fun is being with my family. I have 2 beautiful sons, a wife, so that's fun. Hanging out with my business partner, we're more than just partners, we're actually brothers, so that's fun.
How old are your sons?
My oldest son just turned 4 last week. And my youngest son is 3 months old.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so I'm kind of new to the game in regards to all this, but yeah, that's fun on my end.
Cecil, what's fun for you beside Bloomberg? I didn't even know young people knew who Bloomberg was.
Me, fun is I love to travel. I like to see new places. So, just going to new places, exploring different cultures and people is one of the things I do for fun. I mean, another thing I would say fun, I love sports.
Yes.
So whether it's watching it or being a part of it. I mean, I haven't had time a lot lately to be a part of it, but I recently joined the gym again just so I could be a part of it. But just watching, I mean, I grew up on soccer. I'm a big fan of it, and so I mean, I watch it anytime I get an opportunity to. Basketball, same thing. So I mean, kind of those are the things for me right now that I could kind of consider, I guess, fun.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Are you single?
No, I'm actually engaged.
Oh, wow. Well, ladies, we're batting 0 and 2, but we'll bring somebody in next week. Let's tell the people where they can find your T-shirts, website, phone number.
So you can find our T-shirts on www.royaldynamite.com. And you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter on @Royal Dynamite. So it's pretty simple. Everything is Royal Dynamite. And that's the easiest way to get a hold of us. You can go on the website, you can read all about us and what we do, how we give back and what we've done, and you can see all that stuff also on our social media.
And we will put it on our website also, and that's Royal, ROYALDYNAMITE.com.
Yes.
Thank you so much for for being with us. We appreciate having you, and we wish you much success with your business. We are going to take a quick break, and we will be right back with news and information and some fun topics.
African Focus Show.